particularly around the airport. I mean, they have their special ops guys around the airport right now providing security. So the fact that this was carried out with them there is potential black eye. There's always the Al-Qaeda presence. It's possible, who knows? They could have the motivation for this as well. So what this does is this slows down and right now is putting a complete wrench in any U.S. evacuation efforts. That is something that the ISIS will want to do. They have a goal all the time of attacking the West. People like Americans, the British, others who've been going through this game, who've been operating there. That is obviously a goal, but beyond that, this puts a big hamper, a big wrench in any efforts to get Americans out, which would also work towards ISIS goals. They want to cause chaos, and they want to not only hurt Americans, but they want to hurt the Taliban. ISIS and the Taliban have been fighting in the eastern part of Afghanistan for the past several years. And you could even argue that there are elements of ISIS right now who would prefer to hurt the Taliban over America right now, because they've been fighting so viciously in parts of eastern Afghanistan. And in many cases, the Taliban have been really hurting ISIS. They've been stopping their operations for the past several years. So it would make sense, the motivation for this kind of an attack, it would be on the side of ISIS. But again, we have to say very clearly, at this point we don't have attribution. The U.S. is not saying with any certainty. They're still trying to figure out right now exactly what's going on the ground there, how many casualties there may be, and then I think they'll deal with the attribution later.
Yeah, and we should also point out, for folks who may be unaware, there was a scheduled Pentagon briefing that was scheduled for 10:30, and then because of what's happened here in Afghanistan, that briefing has been, as I understand it, Courtney, it's been delayed indefinitely. Have you heard when we might hear something official from the Pentagon? Any word on that?
We don't know yet, and they'll brief us at some point today. It's just a matter of who we get and when. But I give them credit. They have been talking to us like most days, twice a day for the past week or so. They have been trying to give us as much information as possible. This was all unfolding right when they were supposed to come out and brief, and I suspect they didn't want to go and stand in front of cameras and say, we don't know. It is quickly evolving. We got first word about these potential explosions about 9:15, 9:20 a.m. Eastern time, and that was just of one explosion, and it's just been unfolding since then.
And then came word of that second explosion at the nearby Barron Hotel. Courtney, please also stand by once again, because I want to bring in former CIA Director John Brennan. Director Brennan, now an MSNBC Senior National Security and Intelligence Analyst. Director Brennan, first of all, let's just start with your initial reaction to what we are watching unfold at this airport and the nearby hotel. At least 13 dead so far, according to the Taliban. 13 dead, including children, and scores of others hurt. Your initial reaction?
Well, Craig, as Courtney mentioned, I think a likely culprit is ISIS-K for a variety of reasons. One is that they do have a murderous agenda. It's hard to believe that there is a group in Afghanistan that is more extreme than the Taliban, but ISIS-K certainly is. And ISIS-K knows that the eyes of the world right now is on the Kabul airport, and there are a lot of individuals, U.S. and others, who are there. And so the outside perimeter of that airport, from a security standpoint, is almost a nightmare scenario, because the throng of humanity there gives would-be attackers the opportunity to find a way to get close to the gate so they can carry out this attack. As said, it was a complex attack, which means there was more than one attacker involved, and it seems to be coordinated with the attack at the hotel as well. And so therefore, I think ISIS-K is taking advantage of what they see as attack opportunities, but also an opportunity to embarrass the United States, and also to undermine, I guess, the Taliban efforts, if they're honest ones, to try to maintain at least some security around that airport until the 31st of this month. I think it also underscores the emphasis that the Biden administration has placed on getting out as quickly as possible now that they made the decision. Because, again, trying to ensure the safety and security of individuals inside the airport and on the outside really is exceptionally difficult, since the U.S. military does not have any type of presence outside of the airport that they can try to mitigate those threats before they breach the gates.
Director Brennan, help folks understand the relationship between ISIS-K and original ISIS, if you will, the group that we all came to know and hate in the wake of 9/11?
Well, when ISIS grew out of Al-Qaeda in Iraq a number of years ago, and then it spread into Syria, it really just had explosive growth in that part of the world, in the Middle East, but also in other countries. And so there were ISIS franchises that cropped up, and different extremist groups, fanatics, tried to take advantage of that ISIS banner to carry out their types of activities where they live. So ISIS-K, which is ISIS Khorasan, is in the Central Asia area. It transcends some of the borders